Hello, my dear students. I am Prabhuraz Karmudi, lecturer in English, SFU College, Neregal. Dear students, today I am going to start the first chapter of second PU English, that is Romeo and Juliet. Dear students, the chapter or this poem is written by one of the greatest world famous English writer William Shakespeare. So, the need of introduction is very important while we are answering the questions. So, let us see the note on the author. William Shakespeare is one of the greatest world famous English poet. His contribution to the English literature is very much and rich. He has written 154 sonnets and 37 plays. William Shakespeare's all 154 sonnets deals with the theme of love and friendship, and at the same time he has written 37 plays. Some of his famous dramas or plays are King Lear, Othello, Romeo and Juliet, Julius and Caesar, Macbeth, Hamlet, Midsummer Night's Dreams, and so on. But the present poem is tragic drama. Actually, the Romeo and Juliet, for our syllabus, it is extract from one of his tragic drama, Romeo and Juliet. This is tragic drama. I think you know that what is tragedy. Tragedy means the story which ends with unhappy, and the audience who saw this drama, they came out from the theater with tears. It means tragedy means ದುರಂತ. ಯಾವ ಕತೆ ಅಂತ್ಯದೊಳಗೆ ಕೊನೆಗಾಳುತ್ತದೋ ಅದು ನಾವು ದುರಂತಮಯ ನಾಟಕ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿಲಿಯಂ ಶೇಕ್ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್, one of the great tragic drama. Okay, now we go to the background of this poem or verse. So, there are two verses, one taken from one dialogue from Romeo and another dialogue from Juliet. So, here in this poem, Romeo describes the beauty of Juliet and Juliet describes the beauty of Romeo. So, it is very important for the sake of examination. I think in this year, today, at least you got minimum 4 to 5 marks or 6 to 7 marks. Okay. So, let us go to the background of the story. So, in Verona city, there are two rich families, or there are two noble families, or there are two noble families, or there are popular families. Here I have given some notes here, and Romeo and Juliet. Let us see. Romeo belongs to Montague's family, and Juliet belongs to Capulet family. Both families means the Montague families and Capulet families, both are rival families. Both are rival families. So, here let us see here. Romeo belongs to Montague's family. Both are rival families. Here, Romeo attended to a party in disguise which was arranged by old Lord Capulet. He arranged a grand supper, and Romeo, even he belongs to the enemy family of Capulet, although he attended to that party in disguise to see actually Rosalind. But what happened? In that grand supper, Juliet is dancing in that party. When Romeo saw Juliet on the dancing floor, he was fascinated by her beauty, or he was attracted for her beauty. It means in the very first sight he falls in love with her. Romeo falls in love with her, and Juliet, who is dancing on the floor, she too falls in love with him. So, in shortcut, in Verona city, I would like to repeat again. In Verona city, there are two noble families, or there are two popular families, Romeo families and Juliet families. Romeo belongs to the family of Montagu families, and Juliet belongs to the Capulet family. But both are rival families. It means both are staunch enemies or strong enemies. ಏನು ಕಡುವೈರುಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಕಡುವೈರುಗಳು, ಬದ್ಧ ವೈರುಗಳು. So here what happened? Once old Lord Capulet who arranged a grand supper. So here Romeo, even he belongs to the enemy family of Capulet family, although he attended to that grand supper because he wanted to see Rosaline. But what happens there? In that grand party, he saw Juliet. Juliet is the old Lord Capulet daughter. She is dancing on the dancing floor. When he saw her, Romeo was attracted by the beauty of Juliet. So, in the very first line, now I am going to explain the Romeo expressions. Means here Romeo and Juliet both are express their implicit love feelings. In the very first line, Romeo said that, "Oh, she does teach the torches to burn bright." In the very first line, Romeo said that, "Oh, teaches torches to burn bright." So here, this is when Romeo saw Juliet, he expressed his opinion that, "Oh, she does." That means here, does, in old, it is in old English. "Oh, she does teach the torches to burn bright." Let us see here, the sentence is very easy to read, but difficult to understand. It means here, notice the O here, when Romeo saw Juliet on the dancing floor, he said this sentence, "Oh, she does teach the torches to burn bright." So what does it mean? What is the meaning of this sentence? It means here, when Romeo saw Juliet, he was surprised. That's why he said, "Oh." That's why he was surprised to see her beauty. And what is the meaning of this sentence? Here, "she does teach the torches to burn bright." It means here, Romeo said that Juliet's beauty is more beautiful than bright light. Here, Romeo compares Juliet's beauty to bright light. Her beauty compares to bright light. The first line, he compares to bright light. B-R-I-G, bright light. So it means, in other words, Juliet beauty compared to Juliet's beauty, Compared to Juliet's beauty, even the bright lights in that grand party, there are several powerful lights are there. Even among so many focus, among so many powerful lights, her beauty is her all the uh, bright lights became dim in front of her beauty. Or in other words, Juliet's beauty is first one, the Juliet beauty is more beautiful than bright light. Or compared to Juliet's beauty, the bright light also become dim. Compared to Juliet's beauty, even the bright light also become dim in front of her beauty. It means she surpasses the bright light. She surpasses the bright light. Here, he uphold her beauty and he compares her beauty to bright light. In the very first line, he compares her beauty to bright light. Remember, the very first line, Shakespeare, Romeo compares Juliet's beauty to bright light, and he said that her beauty is more beautiful than bright light, or in other words, compared to Juliet's beauty, the bright light also become dim in front of her beauty, or she is able to teach even to the bright light. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಹೇಳೋದಾದರೆ, ಹಿಯರ್ ರೋಮಿಯೋ is a lover who expressed his opinions how her dream girl looks. ಈ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದಾದರೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ತಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಪ್ರೇಯಸರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ತಮ್ಮ ಕವನಗಳ ಬರೀತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಾನಿಂದ ಜಾರಿದಂಥ ಚುಕ್ಕಿಯ ಏನ ಹೇಳು, ಆ ಚಂದ್ರ ಚೆಲ್ಲಿದಂಥ ಬೆಳದಿಂಗಳೇನ ಹೇಳು. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಸಾಂಗ್, the singer who compares to her lover to the star and moon. Here also, you see, this is the opinion of Romeo, not you or not mine. Okay, now we go to the second line. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night as a rich jewel in an PTH Okay, see the second line. Then, in the second line, Romeo said that it seems she hangs upon the cheek of night as a rich jewel in an Aethiop's ear. So here, let us notice the second line of William Shakespeare or Romeo. Here, he said that it seems. What do you mean it seems? It seems means she looks like her beauty. It seems means her beauty looks. She looks. How she looks? She hangs. She hangs. She hangs upon the cheek of night as a rich jewel in an Aethiop's ear. Here, Shakespeare or Romeo compares her beauty to rich jewel in Aethiop's ear. The second line. In the second, he compares rich jewel. So notice here, according to Romeo, how Juliet looks in the second line, and his opinion, his expression, she hangs. She means Juliet. Juliet, she looks like a rich jewel in an Ethiopia. So why he compares to rich jewel, especially in Ethiopia? You know that Ethiopia's ear. Ethiopia means African women. Basically, they are black in color. Compared to Africans, they are very black. So it means this in Kannada, ಕಪ್ಪು ಮಹಿಳೆಯ ಕೆನ್ನೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೊಯ್ದಾಡುವ ಬಂಗಾರದ ಆಭರಣದ ಹಾಗೆ. ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ, ಕಪ್ಪಿದ್ದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಎನಿ ಜ್ಯುವೆಲರೀಸ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಶೈನಿಂಗ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಾಣ್ತವೆ. ಈಗ ನಾ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಬರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವು ವೈಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ಅಪಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವೆ. ಸೊ ಕಪ್ಪದವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂಗಾರ ಭಾಳ ಚಂದ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ವರ್ಣ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸಿ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗರ್, ನೇತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ. ಸಿ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದ ಚೀಕ್ ಆಫ್ 9 inch ರಿಚ್ ಜಿವೆಲ್ ಇನ್ ಆನ್ ಎಥೋಪಿಯಾ. ಅದು ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಹೋಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾವ, ಎಥೋಪಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಪ್ಪ ಮಹಿಳೆಯ ಕಪ್ಪು ಕೆನ್ನೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೊಯ್ದಾಡುವ ಬಂಗಾರದ ಆಭರಣದ ಹಾಗೆ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದ. ಅವ್ರ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಹೊಗಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ, ಹೊಗಳಿ, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್, ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೈನ್ he compares Juliet's beauty to rich jewel in an Ethiopia's ear. So here also she put her beauty in a high position, and he appreciated her beauty, how she looks, rich jewel. Okay, let us go to the next line. Okay, it is better to take book Springs and Streams. Okay. Next line, the very first line, Romeo compares Juliet's beauty to the bright light, and in the second line, Romeo compares Juliet's beauty to the rich jewel, and he compares to bright light and rich jewel. So these are very essential, these are very valuable points. Okay, let us see the next line. Beauty too rich for use. How her beauty? Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. Let us see. Her beauty too rich for use. What is this? What is the meaning of this line? Beauty too rich for use, then for earth too dear. What is his imagination? Beauty too rich for use. It means no ordinary person can enjoy her beauty. No ordinary person can enjoy her beauty. It means she is so beautiful woman. She is so beauty. No ordinary person can touch her beauty or enjoy her beauty, and even her beauty is too costly for this earth. I think mostly she is like a Rambe Urvashi Menatke. No ordinary person, no mortal person no mortal person can enjoy her beauty. It means her beauty is so rich, even her beauty is so costly for this earth. No ordinary person can enjoy her beauty. That's why he said that beauty too rich for use, and for earth too dear. Even for earth also it is too dear. Too dear means too costly. Her beauty is very expensive, valuable. No ordinary person can enjoy her beauty. Okay, let us go to the next line. So Sojus, you better to follow the textbook and line by line see the description. So Sojus, a snowy doe trooping with crows. What a beautiful line. See Sojus. So Sojus means, she looks. A snowy doe, a snowy doe. See, snowy doe means pigeon. A white pigeon trooping with crows. Let us see how his imagination. He said that a white doe, her beauty is like that. It means she looks like a white doe in the midst of black crows. Let us see. Her beauty is like a white pigeon in the midst of black crows. Here, how black crow easily identified by everyone, or how white doe can easily recognized by everyone. That's like in that grand supper, everyone can easily identify her beauty. It means she is special. She is very special in that party. So he said that in that grand party, he was standing at one particular place and Juliet was dancing there. And he said, he expressed all these lines. Her beauty, she is like dancing. Means she was white doe among black crows. It means Juliet is compared to white doe, a snowy doe, and her companions are compared to crows. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಒಬ್ಬರನ್ನು ಹೊಗಳಲಕ್ಕ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರನ್ನು ತೆಗಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ತನ್ನಾಗೆ ಪ್ರೇಯಸಿ ಏನಿದ್ದಾಳಲ್ಲ, ಕರಿಯ ಕಾಗಿಗಳ ಹಿಂಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಳಿಯ ಪಾರಿವಾಳದಂತೆ. ತನ್ನ ಪ್ರೇಯಸಿಗೆ ವೈಟ್ ಡೋ, ಅಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಹರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾನಿಯನ್ಸ್, ಹರ್ ಫಾಲೋವರ್ಸ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಡಾನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಹರ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ಸ್ ಟು ಕ್ರೋಸ್. ಜೂಲಿಯಟ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ಸ್ ಟು ವೈಟ್ pigeon. It means easily everyone can easily identify her beauty. She looks like white pigeon in the midst of black crows. Okay, next line. As Ander lady over her fellow soldiers, the measure done, I will watch her place of stand, and touching hers, and make blessed my rude hand. So, when the dance was over, and in the third line, he compared Juliet's to snowy doe, one by one. So, he compares, first one he compares to bright lights, then he compares to rich jewel in Ethiopia, then he compares to her beauty to the white doe in the midst of black crows. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೈಲೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ತೊಗೊತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವೈಟ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್, ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸೇಮ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ when the dance was over, Romeo wanted to see her. Romeo wanted to see her, or Romeo wanted to meet her, and he wanted to touch her. He wanted to touch, and he wanted to get blessings to his rude hand. To his rude hand. Why he used rude hand? Mostly he is the king. His hand may be bloodshed hand. He killed so many peoples or enemies, etc. So here, when the dance was over, Romeo wanted to visit where Juliet was standing. That's why he said that. I will watch her place of stand. I will watch her place of stand means Romeo wanted to visit where Juliet was standing, and at the same time he wanted to touch her, and he wanted to get blessings from her. It means blessings to not to him, he wanted to get blessing to his rough hand or rude hand. And he said that finally he asked two questions to himself. He said that, did my heart love till now? Did my heart love till now? For spirit sight here. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ನನ್ನ ಹೃದಯ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಯಾರನ್ನಾದರೂ ಪ್ರೀತಿಸಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫೈನಲ್ ಹಿ ಸೆಡ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್, ಫಾರ್ ಐ ನೆವರ್ ಸಾ ಟ್ರೂ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿ ಟಿಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ನೈಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ he said that I never saw, Indra, this is the first time Romeo was going to see such a beautiful woman in his life. He saw so many girls in the past, but he asked, did my heart love till now? No. It means this is the first time Romeo was going to see such a beautiful woman in his life. Okay? Okay. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪಾಠದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಐ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆರ್ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಫೀಲ್ hesitate. Okay. There are two important questions on this chapter. The first question is, there are only two simple questions. ಇವನು ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನು ಕೇಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾನ್ಸೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬರೋದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯು ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಎನಿ ಲೆಕ್ಚರರ್, there are two main questions. One, the first one is, how does Romeo describe the beauty of Juliet, or how does Juliet describe the beauty of Romeo? ಇವು ಎರಡೂ ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಇನ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಯು ಬೆಟರ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ದ ಹೋಲ್ summary of the poem. It is better to escape. At least you get, if it is 4 mark questions, at least you get 3 marks. If it is 5 mark questions, you get minimum 4 to 5 marks. Because now what I am now teaching, it is for only for an average students. It is for only an average students, because it is very, I think mostly it is very useful for only arts classes, because they are struggling to face English, they are struggling to fight with English. So I am using very simple words. So once again I would like to repeat the Romeo's dialogue. So when Romeo saw Juliet for the first time in that grand supper which was arranged by old Lord Capulet, so he went to that party to see Rosalind. He wanted to love her, he wanted to love Rosalind, but in that grand party what happened? He saw Juliet on the dancing floor. When he saw Juliet on the dancing floor, in the very first sight he was impressed by her beauty. Her beauty, or he was attracted, he was fascinated by her charming or radiant beauty. So he said the first line, oh she does teach the torches to burn bright. It means Juliet's beauty is more beautiful than bright light. According to Romeo, Juliet's beauty is more beautiful than bright light, or in other words, Juliet is more beautiful than bright light, or in other words, compares to Juliet's beauty, even bright light also become dim in front of her radiant beauty. And further, he goes on to appreciate, describe her beauty. Then in the second line, it seems means her beauty seems. Here, it seems means her beauty seems. Her beauty looks like she hangs upon the cheek of night as a rich jewel in an Ethiopia's ear. Here, here also he compares Juliet's beauty to the rich jewel. That rich jewel must be on Ethiopia's ear, not in any other. Means here he highlighted her beauty in that grand party. There are so many women, there are different types of women are attended in that party. But he compares her to the Ethiopian, because I have already told you Ethiopia's ear means Africans are basically compared. It means how gold looks very beautiful in the ear of African women. Likewise, her beauty is very charming in that grand supper. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನವ, ಕಪ್ಪು ಆಫ್ರಿಕಾ ದೇಶದ ಕಪ್ಪು ಮಹಿಳೆಯ ಕೆನ್ನೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೊಯ್ದಾಡುವ ವಜ್ರದ ಆಭರಣದ ಹಾಗೆ, ಬಂಗಾರದ ಆಭರಣದ ಹಾಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಇಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅವನ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್, ದೆನ್ ಹಿ ಗೋಸ್ ಆನ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್, he goes on to describe her beauty. He said that Juliet is like a snowy doe. Juliet is like a snowy doe among black crows. It means how snowy doe, snow means white, how white doe looks very beautiful in the midst of black crows. It means in that grand supper there are thousands of women together, thousands of women are there. So how white doe easily identify in the midst of black crows, likewise Juliet's look very beautifully in that grand supper which was arranged by his father. It means, or in other words, everyone can easily identify Juliet's beauty. She is so beautiful in that grand party. That's why he compares Juliet's beauty to snowy doe. And then he said that her beauty too rich for use. Too rich for use. Why he said like that? Her beauty too rich for use. It means her beauty is so useful that it means it is not, it means no ordinary person can enjoy her beauty. No ordinary person can touch her beauty. Her beauty is heavenly beauty. Her beauty is heavenly beauty. Not an ordinary person cannot touch her beauty, cannot enjoy her beauty. Her beauty is heavenly beauty. So he said that her beauty was too rich for use, and at the same time for this earth too dear. Her beauty is too dear even to this earth. It means no ordinary person can enjoy her beauty. Her beauty is very precious, very costly. No ordinary person can enjoy her beauty. She is so beautiful. Finally, he asked two questions to himself. That is, did my heart love till now? He said that ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಹೃದಯ ಯಾರನ್ನಾದರೂ ಇಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೀತಿಸಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದ. He asked himself to that question, and he said that no, never. I never see such a beauty, such a true beauty, such a true beauty till this night. It means this is the first time I am going to see such a beautiful woman. So in this way Romeo describes Juliet's beauty. ಓಕೆ, ಇದು 4 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸಿಗೆ ಇದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ರೋಮಿಯೋನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ರೋಮಿಯೋ ಜೂಲಿಯೆಟ್ಗಳ ಸೌಂದರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಬಣ್ಣಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದೊಳಲ್ಲ ಈಗೇನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲ ಇದನ್ನೇ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬರೀರಿ, ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ವರ್ಡ್ನ್ಯಾಗ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಇನ್ನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇನ್ನು ಜೂಲಿಯೆಟ್ ಅವಳು ಹೇಗೆ ವರ್ಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಜೂಲಿಯೆಟ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೋಮಿಯೋನನ್ನು ವರ್ಣ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಸಂದರ್ಭಗಳು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದಾವೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನನ್ನ ಇದರೊಳಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಫಾರ್ ವಾಚಿಂಗ್.